So, how y'all doing? It's been a while since I've talked to you. I'm on my way to work. Had some back problems, gaining a lot of weight here during the pandemic. Had to see a chiropractor, all that good stuff. Everything's okay. I torn or severely sprained my iliacus muscle or iliopsoas muscle, which is a core muscle, which kind of sucks. It's involved with pretty much every muscle. So right now I'm doing physical therapy, and I am taking very small amounts of pain medication, like Advil, every other day. I'm trying not to do too much, with the pain med. I'm not doing that, no. I found out L-theanine, vitamin C helps with the pain a lot more than that for some reason. L-theanine I just use for just if I'm too jacked up, and I'm all Alex Jones. But how's it going? So, where's the Kraken? Where's the, there's gonna be arrests. We got sealed documents. We're all gonna get them all. Yeah, nothing happened. Not a surprise. But, you know what, folks? I'll be honest with you. Does it really surprise you? Now you have the GOP basically saying that, if you don't vote for these two people in Georgia, the country's gone. The country's already gone. What are you talking about? It's like, I'm sick and tired of boogeymen if you don't vote for us. If Chuck Schumer's there and he's in charge, we're all done. Really, you have that little faith in yourself and God and Christ and man that one person could literally turn your life upside down. If you feel that way, then yeah, you are lost. You're lost in the fact that you basically have no life. You basically think that you have no power and that you don't have any kind of which way to do whatever. But most people don't care. It doesn't matter to them because they just think it's going to go away. Folks, it's going to get so bad. I'm laughing because I don't even tell people what's going to happen anymore because there's no point. People get, you're scaring people. I'm not scaring you. I'm just telling you the truth. And if you just sit there and put your head in the sand and say, it'll all work out, God's in control. Yeah, God is in control. But God gives us free will to do his will. You see what's going on with the mayor of LA saying we need to just stay in our homes. And the Austin mayor of Austin, Texas says we need to stay in our homes, but yet he goes on a vacation to Mexico and Cabo with his daughter with an outside wedding. Talk about a hypocrite. Well, you know what then? If he does that, then guess what? I can go wherever the fuck I want to. Fuck you, Austin mayor. You can kiss my ass. It's time for the people to stop complying. I've been saying that. If you continue to comply, you're going to get what you always get, which is what you've always got. It's not a stretch to know where this leads to. Bloody, horrible revolution. Because there's no way June and Ward Cleaver are going to put up with that once it hits them. It hasn't hit them yet because those are the people like me that work for a living, that have some semblance of a retirement, that have some semblance of a life. I'm not married, but are married. They have 2.3 kids. They work. They pay their taxes. You start messing with June and Ward Cleaver, it's over. They don't have any clue like what they're doing. Once they start messing with Ward and June Cleaver, it's over. Right now they're messing with the little peons, the service workers, the waitresses. And they're not little, by the way. I give them a lot of credit. I feel bad for them, and I think it's terrible. And I don't wish that on anybody. I'm not saying they're little, but I'm just saying their perspective. They're going after the lower classes first. Because that way you can get the middle class to be all comfortable, until then you start going after them. which is going to happen. And once it starts happening, I mean, I don't know if you want Junior Ward Cleaver to be unleashed. I wouldn't want them to be unleashed. It's going to be absolutely horrifying. Yeah, you think people in Antifa, that little wispy beards, are going to beat up Junior Ward Cleaver? That are heavily armed like a cheese grater? No, it's not going to happen. But they're going to try. Okay, try. Fools. All of them. So, anybody who would like to change the 17th Amendment or repeal it, I'm all in favor of it, where the senators are not provided by popular vote. They're actually selected by the legislatures of that state prior to the 17th Amendment in 1912. Prior to 1912, it was actually selected by the people. Ever since 1912, 1913, a lot of great things happened. The Income Tax, the Federal Reserve Act. So basically, any lobbyist can buy services. So we don't have politicians anymore. We just have people that are basically, I don't know, pimps. I mean, like, I guess the Congress people are hoes. It's like a pimp breaking a hoe. It's like, if you don't do this for me and Facebook, man, I'm going to slap you with a censorship. That's the same thing. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. And then they hold people hostage. If you don't vote for Senator Perdue or Loeffler in Georgia, the country's going to die. It's like Blazing Saddles with the black sheriff. He's surrounded by hostile townfolk, and he says, don't move or the N-word gets it. I laugh at that because that's the fucking cut. That's the bakers. We're too big to fail. So if you fail, I fail. People don't get that. Like, they're holding us hostage. And, you know, Millbrook quotes aside, people don't realize that the Constitution gives everybody the right, the republic. The democracy is supposed to be... Dumbass. Sorry, I'm driving to work. This guy just went over a red... And this lady doesn't even know what she's doing. People don't know how to drive. I swear to God. I don't understand what's wrong with people. People don't know how to drive anymore. Got my turn signal on. I'm turning left. Lady's sitting there going forward and then turns right. Almost hits me. The other guy just goes through a red light. And he flicks me off because, you know, anyways. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait. You know what? My opinion is let it burn. Seriously, just burn it all to the ground. I know it sounds bad, but hell, at least then we got it out in the open and we can rebuild something maybe. But, I mean, doing this is like slow kill. I mean, just let it burn. I mean, seriously, why would I want to be in a society where 75 million people voted for or 82 million people voted for somebody who's a hologram in the basement? Or you're fired as a president. We don't have presidents are supposed to be powerful, folks. They're supposed to be the executive. They're only supposed to be in charge of the armed forces and sign bills into law. That's all they're supposed to do. But, you know, the president's the most powerful position. It's not supposed to be. So until you get rid of the 17th Amendment and you get rid of all the bullshit behind it, the Federal Reserve Act, nothing's going to change. So, I mean, yeah, we could talk about, is Trump going to win, or is Trump going to win in 20 days, or is Trump going to lose, or Trump's going to lose, or whatever. Trump's not going to be there on the 20th. You know, everybody sits there and says, oh, there's going to be indictments, there's going to be arrests, he's going to call martial law. It's not going to happen. I thought he was going to win when he went after, but he's not doing anything. He's just sitting in his hole. I'm like, if you're losing, what would I do? I would be going to the Resolute desk every freaking day. I would hold a press conference in the Resolute desk. I don't care if nobody covered it. I would be going to the Resolute desk. I'd be showing charts and graphs of fraud if I was him. That's what I would be doing. And he hasn't. You want to know why? Because he's a coward. Because he's listening to the wrong people, and he's just as complicit. And that's why you don't put your faith in any politician. And I know people say, well, if we don't have Trump, it's all over. No, if we don't have God, it's all over, folks. That's what you need to get through your stinking head. It's not about Trump. Okay? Trump is just a Trump was just a message to get through the signal to wake people up. The answer is yourself. It's not Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a failed businessman. He's not successful. I mean, yeah, he's successful, but he's failed a lot. But that's America. That's why people love him so much, because he is America. He's a real president. I don't agree with a lot of things he does, but at least he's not a puppet. What you have in there now with Biden, he's a puppet for China. He's China's bitch. And he's awful. I don't care what anybody says. He's terrible. And you gonna tell me that Joe Biden is I'm gonna put America first? My ass he is. It's so stupid. And then you have these squad members with Rashid Tlaib and Ilhan Omar should be extradited back to Somalia for the crime she's committed. Same thing with what's her name in New York? Well, I forgot her name. Occasional Cortex. Occasional Cortex. 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms, sweetheart. So I would suggest you go back and make me a drink before you try to take our guns, because that ain't gonna happen, honey. And let me tell you something. When the June and Ward cleavers get pushed around, you do not want to see the wrath of those June and Ward cleavers. I'm Brian Budd for the Eclectic News Network. All the tyrants out there can go fuck off.